National Bank of Dominica, someone from Big Edge, and someone from our DCASH team. So I'm going to give each of them an opportunity to introduce themselves. My name is Shema John. I'm the country manager for Dominica. So we are starting off with Antonella Doctrove.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Shoma. Good morning to listeners of Q95 and Vibes Radio. Welcome to our program. My name is Antonella Doctor, the Managing Director of Big Edge Financial Express. Big Edge is one of the authorized ECCB agents for DCASH. So at Big Edge, we will process DCASH applications for persons mainly without a banking relationship. We are indeed pleased to collaborate with the ECCB and the NBD to be part of the DCASH experience. This is our fourth radio program, and I must say the three previous programs, they were very informative, interesting, and educational. I therefore look forward to this morning's discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonella, National Bank Rep.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to our panel and a special good morning to our listeners on Q95 and Vibes Radio. I am Alian Abel and I'm here representing National Bank of Dominica Limited. I am actually a marketing officer at National Bank. Today we are here to speak to you on DCASH. We look forward to this program. It is an informative program where you get to learn and discover more about this new product that we are offering. Okay, we look forward to your participation and look forward to this discussion.
Thank you, Abel. We move on to the member of our DCASH team based in St. Kitts and Nevis.
Thank you, listeners. Thank you, Schumer. And I must apologize up front. We have some lawn mowing going on, which I have no control over. And I hope you could definitely hear me clearly. I will speak as slowly as I possibly can and loudly. And it's wonderful to be here this morning with Big Edge and National Bank of Dominica. We're super excited and can't wait to have the live rollout of DCASH in Dominica. I am the lead for financial institutions, and I've been coordinating across all the ECCU territories, approximately 30 banks. So I'm looking forward to the discussion and questions and share as much as we possibly can to get the public in Dominica ready and waiting to use DCASH. We can't wait. Thanks, Shuma.
Okay, thank you. Like Antonella said, this is our fourth radio program, and we're hoping that we have reached as many Dominicans as possible. But it so happened today I asked the manager of my supermarket, my community supermarket, and he said, no, I do not know anything about DCASH. And I'm like, okay, so we still have work to do. So we continue on to do our work.
Correct.
For persons who want to ask us any questions, because we're operating virtually, I'm giving you my cell number. Feel free to WhatsApp me any questions you may have. The cell number is 275-8003. And if you are tuning in outside of Dominica, you put 767 before the 275-8003. You can also send in your questions via NBD's page. We will also get the questions. So we're starting off with our DCASH team rep, Kiran. Please tell our listeners what exactly is DCASH.
Thank you for that question, Shuma. So it's simple. It's another means of payment. And you've been using our physical notes and coins in the Eastern Caribbean for many decades. And we at the ECCB are introducing a digital version of the Eastern Caribbean dollar. This is securely minted and issued solely by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. It has the same conversion parity with your physical notes and coins, dollar for dollar. Whatever goods you could buy with a physical dollar, the digital version of the Eastern Caribbean dollar buys an equivalent value of goods. The same conversion rate with the US dollar is maintained, and we have enabled access to that digital cash via a digital wallet, and you will hear more about it. So when in shopping and buying your goods and services, we're onboarding merchants in Dominica and in the other territories. Consumers using DCASH have benefited from the ease. It's very fast, it's safe, and it's cheaper. There are no fees incurred when you're using DCASH. So you're able to download an app and access the digital dollar and scan and pay for your goods. It's as easy as that. And the Eastern Caribbean saw the need for rolling this out because financial services is being digitized, and we're leveraging technology to make things easier for us in the Caribbean, and not only for the ECCB, who incurs significant cost in transporting physical cash across the 8 islands. It does come at a significant cost, which the end users end up paying. So we're reaping some cost savings that will pass on to all of our users in the ECCU, all citizens of the ECCU. And of course, this will bode very well for our economic and financial standing throughout, not just at the Eastern Caribbean Bank level, but for the consumer. We're here for the public of the Eastern Caribbean and our business community as well, which is why we have Big Edge and NBD on board here, reaping the benefits and helping ensure that there's uptake in the use of DCASH. So I look forward to sharing some more. Thank you, Schumer.
Okay, so Big Edge, can you tell us what is Big Edge's role in the DCASH project? And then we'll move on to National Bank. Can you
drop your mic?
Well, basically, Big Edge came on board as an agent. So our role basically is to approve applications that come to Big Edge. So I'm very happy that ECCB included customers without a banking relationship. And these are the customers Big Edge will mainly serve. So I'm just going to basically go through the process. It's a very simple and user-friendly process. So the customers, the unbanked customers, customers without a banking relationship, so they will go on to sign on to DCASH. All is required is their government ID, an email address, which is their unique identifier, and their smart device. That's all is required. So you go to the website and you download www.dcashec.com. You download the app. You'll be asked a few basic questions. For example, your name, your telephone number, your address, and of course, your email address. You'll be asked to take a photo or selfie and upload your ID, which is a very simple process, as I said. Now, when completed, the information goes to Big Edge. And as I said, that's for the customers without a banking relationship. Now, our role at Big Edge is to validate and to ensure that the photo matches the ID. Now, as long as we are satisfied that all is in order, the application is a legitimate one, we allow the applicant a monthly limit of $1,000, 1,000 EC dollars. So the applicant is immediately advised when this is done. And this is called a value-based wallet. We call this a value-based wallet. Now, the only time that the applicant will come into Big Edge is if he wants to move from a tier 1, which is 1,000 EC dollars limit, to a tier 2, which is $2,700 monthly EC limit, EC dollars. Now, the applicant will come into Big Edge, they will bring in a secondary ID, and Big Edge will again go over the process, validate the information, and if all is well, Big Edge will approve and advise the applicant that their application is approved. That's basically our role in the whole DCASH process for now.
Okay, thank you, Antonile. I heard you said without a banking relationship. So there's two aspects of that, because I can have a commercial bank account at National Bank, but I can choose to not be a registered base user and instead be a value-based user and go via the Big Edge way instead of going with National Bank. So there's a choice. So even if you have an account at National Bank, you can choose to go the big edge way, which is not linking it to your national bank account and having a value-based account. So we have that clarified. So we move on now to National Bank. Tell us your role in the DCASH project.
Yes, thank you, Shoma. Okay, so just to add on to Mrs. Doctor's points, National Bank is right now the only financial institution collaborated with the ECCB as it relates to DCASH. Now, what that means is that customers who have an account at National Bank can link their digital wallet through their NBD account. Okay, so this is what we call the registered based wallet. All right. Now, in terms of signing up for that wallet, what you would have to do is reach out to the bank. Okay. Once you get in contact with us, we provide a unique code to each customer. When you receive that code, you will then go to the app. So you have to go to either your Google or Android, your Android Play Store or your Apple Play Store and search for DCASH. When you search for DCASH, you locate National Bank, you enter the code, and you begin your registration process. It's pretty simple. You enter your personal information, such as your name, telephone number, email address. I must add that your email address is very important in the DCASH process. Okay, so this is what we're also going to use to identify our customers. You can only use one email address per your DCASH wallet. So for example, if you want to open a registered base wallet with NBD, that will be your unique email for DCASH. Everything that you do will be linked to that email address. However, if you decide you want to open a wallet in addition to your register-based wallet, you want to have a value-based wallet at Big Edge, you have to use another email address. Okay, so it has to be unique per wallet. All right. So once you submit your registration, NBD will then receive your application. We will, of course, do our due diligence and ensure that the customer's information on our system is up to date. If not, we will contact you and ask you to come in just to update your information. And then once that is done, we can proceed with your approving your application. Then the customers can commence enjoying DCASH.
Good, thank you. You will tell us later what the limits are for the customers, and you will also tell us about the merchant app, because the merchant app is different from the user app.
Correct, Shima.
Good. So, Kiran, can you tell us why did ECCB find it necessary to introduce DCASH?
Thanks for that question, Sherma. And it is important. That's a very important point, and we should definitely communicate. I would have alluded to a few reasons ahead in my prior response in terms of the cost of transacting in the ECCU. It's a cost that we all bear, and consumers may not be aware, and the business community may not be fully aware. But to shed some light, it does, as I will repeat, that it comes at a significant cost to order and transact and ship in terms of security and distributing cash across the ECCU. So we explored the technology, new technology, cutting-edge technology, how we could best leverage that to make things easier in terms of doing business for us and for the citizens of the ECCU. And we know the cost of transacting in terms of fees, bank fees, can be exorbitant, which sort of impacts in terms of some persons not being able to even enjoy financial services or access financial services. Wire fees are high. You get fees for several things, along with the requirements which some persons may not be able to meet. So we've designed the digital currency to facilitate access for all, each and every person in the ECCU. That is why we have Big Edge offering the value-based wallet, and we also have our banking community who we had to incorporate in this to enhance and what we say future-proof their line and business and their services and products that they offer to our customers. They are very important in the whole scheme of things, if I could put it that way, in terms of the institutions, banking institutions. They are very important. They have been a backbone in the society for years in terms of providing services to the citizens. And what we've done is to enhance how that is provided. So we've developed an infrastructure or platform for the DCASH. We've trained all financial institutions, and ECCB has invested in this solely in terms of incurring that cost because we know what future benefit it brings. We see this as a public good for all, and we're ensuring that the services are cheaper. It is easy and cheap. And a lot of persons ask the question, will for the pilot, using Dcash is completely free for all institutions, merchants, consumers like you and myself. And persons ask, what happens after the pilot? I always get that question. And what we see, the motivation for doing this initially remains to make access to financial services cheaper. It will be much less than what merchants incur, consumers incur. And the beauty of Dcash is the peer-to-peer. It's a peer-to-peer platform. And what I mean by that, Kieran, could sit in St. Kitts and transfer money to Shuma's wallet immediately. If I would like to give Shuma an early present for Christmas, of course. Or if Shoma has goods and services that she's doing and I ordered it and she has shipped it, I pay Shoma just by going on my phone and putting in my code, and Shoma gets her money instantly. And we've seen it in terms of the rollout across the other 5 islands where we had demos instantaneously. Different persons across the ECCU sitting in different locations were able to receive the money. And what I would definitely like to put in here, it's not just a plugin for ECCB and what they've pioneered. ECCB received the Central Banking Publications FinTech and RegTech Award. So we say FinTech, financial technology, and regulatory technology. This is where the financial system is going. If you're tuned in globally and paying attention to what is happening, there are almost 100 countries, their central banks are now piloting a digital version of their currency and what they call a central bank digital currency. So ECCB pioneered this role, and we've got this great award as a stamp of approval based on how we've designed and ensure in terms of integrity and safety of our financial system, which is very key for the ECCU. And we're one of the longest standing economic unions, which we're using a similar currency. We have neighboring islands, Bahamas, we have even Jamaica wanting to roll out their own version. And ECCB is now piloting this. We're implementing it. So the reason and motivation is really for the good of our people, for our economic growth and development. Would like to see an increase in competitiveness, merchants being able to transact much easier, cross-border trade. So I gave the example with Sherma, me being able to pay, that's on an individual business. So small businesses can benefit. Similarly, larger businesses can at a click of a button. And this has been done. You're able to pay for your goods and services at zero cost. I will end here, Shuma, for now.
Thank you.
And just to add to what Kieran said, therefore it is important for our merchants to onboard this project. Okay, so we just want to reach out to you, those of you listening right now. Come in, call us at National Bank, and we'll give you any further information that you require on DCASH. Okay, but it is an opportunity for your business to transact safer and quicker.
Okay, and I was just going to move to Big Edge to tell us why they decided to partner with us. What was the motivation behind you agreeing to partner with ECCB? Big Edge. Okay, I think she got stuck. So we will we'll move on. There are some terms, Kieran, I would like you to define for us. So when we're using these terms, our listeners are comfortable. So when you speak about a user, who is a user and who is a merchant? What's the difference between a user and a merchant?
Thanks, Shoma. I'll do my best. I'm getting quizzed.
And while you're at it, you can also differentiate between a merchant and a merchant teller.
Right. So we have users. Users are consumers, individuals who would use a wallet, who can download a wallet. We consider you end users of the DCASH. These are everyday consumers, the public. We have merchants. I will say it in the simplest of terms as possible.
Please do.
So merchants, these are entrepreneurs, businesses, small, large, medium-sized businesses. Everybody who is who for your the viability of your income, I should say, the income that you generate. If it's a small business that you have at home, what we call subsistence, whatever you're selling, we put you in the classification as a merchant. You can download a merchant wallet. And why I will also go into in terms of who is a merchant and why we've designed a special wallet for the merchants. Small businesses, especially mom and pop shops around, when you look at your records, when you want to understand what was paid, how much you spent on X, Y, and Z this month, why your profit went up or it went down, when you need to go to the bank for, let's say, a loan or to process if you expanding or growing your business, some of the things they ask for are financial records. With the DCASH application, your life is made easier. You, at the click of a button, you could get your history. Where did your money go? What went in? What went out? It's all recorded here, and it's accessible at any time. Now, the technology we've used enables that this data cannot be erased. All right, and it's a very secure platform. It is under the strict control and supervision of the ECCB. It is also private. Your information is coded and encrypted. So any one person with access to the platform cannot go and see identity. The only instance we can verify information if there is a court-ordered investigation and if the authorities put in a request and if there's a suspicious activity, there is that. We can go in and investigate the information to get it. And this can be done a lot quicker. So this is a very good point I'm making in terms of if you lose or somebody takes your passcode, you will want to get some form of recourse. You will want to have the comfort that ECCB and as the provider of the platform can assist in getting your money back and ensuring that your funds are safe. So we have provided that feature. I did go on in a little bit on the merchant. You did speak about the merchant teller. The merchant teller, we saw the need to bring in, I have an airplane flying over, so apologies now. We saw the need, it's for the same motivation, access to financial services. We want to make sure everybody can access and do what they need to do, pay for their goods. They don't have to take long lines. And if they need to access DCASH, they can go to some of the very businesses that they patronize day in, day out in their communities. If the DCASH wallet balance is low, they could go there and get more DCASH loaded on their wallet. So take their physical notes and coins, bring it into that merchant. They will have special signs. We've already printed those so you know who are tellers. On our website, we have a special DCASH website. You can see the whole list of tellers. And this is because we know everybody may not have access to the internet, readily available access. So we have prints and forms. We'll have flyers and banners, things out there. So you know where to go to get access to a merchant teller. If you need to, what I will call the easy thing, we top up our phones to top up your DCASH wallet. Right. It's as simple as that. Bring in your notes, your coins, your 5 cents. I don't know if we still do 5 cents, right?
We do.
Put your dollar, whatever you have, it could be US or EC, and they will accept the physical cash. Put your DCASH on your wallet, and you could pay someone. Give me 2 communities in Dominica. You could pay someone to Roseau. You don't have to go and see them and take a transport and pay.
Very good.
You see how you're saving money? Transport,
yes. Right?
Paying fast.
Yes.
We want to
convenience.
Yes, convenience. So I will repeat: safer, faster, cheaper.
Yes. And just to add to Kiran before you continue, Shuma, a few people have been asking if DCASH is safe, and I am very glad that Kiran explained on the technical side to it. I mean, even if you lose your phone and you have your wallet on that phone, it's okay. Your digital cash is still safe. You can deactivate your account, and when you get your new phone, still have access to your same cash in your wallet. Okay, so I just wanted to add that.
And also, I wanted to add I just wanted to reinforce what Kiran said earlier when she said she can stay in St. Kitts and send money to her family and friends out of St. Kitts. We have some customers in the region where ECCB has launched DCASH, and I have spoken to several of them. So most of them have already downloaded the DCASH app where they reside, and they are looking forward to the launch of DCASH in Dominica. And I find that's really, impressive. So they can transfer funds to their family and friends, and they can pay their loans, and they can generally save. So what DCASH allows is that they can transfer without having to pay fees. So I think all in all is a win-win for everyone. It's a great initiative, and I'm looking forward to the launch of DCASH at the end of November.
Good.
Thank you.
And when Kieran, when you gave us the distinction between the merchant and the teller, we can also indicate that if you have DCASH on your wallet, in your digital wallet, but you want physical cash, you can actually go to a teller and have it exchanged for physical cash, because we know there are some businesses, they will only do physical cash.
Great point, Shuma. Great point.
Right. So,
and I would add that it's a good point, because it comes up a lot as well that will that replace physical cash? ECCB has no intention to doing that. And most listeners would have heard Governor Antoine have said that all the time, each and every time. We know the cost it brings, and cash is king. You hear that everywhere you go.
Yes.
So we're hoping to reduce the amount of cash in our system by 50%. And all of us here have shared the benefits of doing that. And I just wanted to touch on a point when we spoke about the merchant, and our friend from Big Edge did speak to it in terms of security when you're doing your transactions. Given it's in digital format, we know persons face risk of not only theft and loss, but there are crimes that do take place, and it is sad. It does impact lives. Persons end up getting hurt. So not having physical cash lying around, especially with the Christmas season coming, we have several people expressing their appreciation for that security, that it being on your digital device, even if your device get lost, your records are there, your money is there, you could get it reimbursed, you could reactivate it, and it can be deactivated with a simple notification to your financial institution, NBD, or to Big Edge, and your money is safe. So this is another thing I'd certainly like to underscore
Yes.
for our listeners.
Yes, and also to add, you have so much control in relation to DCASH. In order to withdraw digital cash from your wallet, you must authorize that process. Right, Kiran? You have to flip on the toggle to authorize withdrawals from your digital wallet.
Perfect. And that's important. Yes, we did. We listened to consumers. We listened to the banks. We did 2 years of consultations on the prototype. We tested and trained. We made sure that it was safe. And not only safe for the institution or the merchant, but the end user, whom Shoma asked me to define. Me, you, our everyday people.
Everybody.
Yes, my money in it too. Yes. So I want to know, I have my money in my wallet. I before any transaction is done, to put money back into my savings account or to add it back on my DCASH, I have that switch at the click of a button. I tell the bank, okay, go ahead. I've reviewed, it's approved. So you have control. You determine, you have your control over your own financial management. Thank you for that, Alian.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay, so we move on to Big Edge. Big Edge, you're the ones going to be responsible for the value-based wallets. We want you, again, you spoke about it earlier, but again, tell the listeners what the amounts are for the value-based wallet, and the fact that they do not need a bank account to be part of DCASH.
Okay, our limit for the value-based users, we allow a monthly limit of 1,000 EC dollars. And as I said, I went through the process. I'm not sure if you want to go over the process again. To the sign-up process. Let me just quickly go through it again.
No problem.
Okay, so the mainly unbanked customers, as I said, that's the customers Big Edge will deal with, mainly unbanked customers. To sign in, They would require a government ID. They would require an email address, which is, as we said, the unique identifier, and their smart device. Now they go to the website, www.dcashec.com. They download the app. Now you'll be asked a few basic questions like your name, your telephone number, your address, and of course, your email address. You'll be asked to take a photo, like a selfie, and upload your ID, which is a very simple and user-friendly process. When completed, the information goes to Big Edge. Our role at Big Edge is to validate, to ensure that the photo and the ID matches, etc. Now, as long as we are satisfied and all is in order, the application is legitimate, we allow a monthly limit of $1,000. No, the applicant is immediately advised. Now, we call this the value-based wallet. Now, the only time the applicant will come to Big Edge is if he wants a higher limit. He wants to move from a tier 1, which is $1,000 EC monthly, to a tier 2, which is $2,700 monthly. The applicant will come into Big Edge to give us or hand us a secondary ID. When this is done, we again validate the information. If all is well, the application is approved and the applicant is advised. Simple as ABC.
Good.
So we're encouraging our people. I mean, our launch date is November month end, but you can always go to the DCASH website. There are questions and answers. You can get yourselves familiar. You can call NBD. You can call Big Edge. We'll give you the information.
Correct.
That's right. So National Bank, with the registered base wallet, give us the limits for your users. And we know the merchants will be much more, but just give us the limits for the users.
Yes, for the users, the limit starts off with 3,000 EC dollars. Now, that is your daily limit. So that means if you have 6,000 digital cash in your wallet, you only are allowed to use 3,000 for that day. Okay. And the following day, you can use the additional $3,000 if you so desire. If the limit is too low, of course, you have the option to increase in your tier limit, and it goes up to 5,000 EC dollars for transacting per day. And if that too is too low, you can go up a notch to 25. Okay, these are the limits that we have set for now. And of course, if you have any other queries in relation to that, feel free to reach out to us. And what I want to add is that the steps in pertaining to the steps, it will be available on our website and social media pages. So you can always just go there, check our website at nbdominica.com or our National Bank of Dominica Facebook page, and you will get that information on how to register for DCASH.
Thank you. Kieran, I would like you to tell our listeners, why is there a difference with the value-based wallet? Why is it so much lower? We know they are not banked, so they're unbanked. But please tell our listeners the reason why we have such a low limit for those with the value-based wallets.
Thanks, Shuma. And we're catering for all. That's why we say inclusion. If I could put it simply, financial inclusion is a very important thing. And when I speak to financial inclusion, what I mean is affordable and sustained access to financial services. So there are persons, we ensured that we had varying limits, wallet limits, to cater for everyone in society who would want to use this service. And we would like all to take advantage of it. So these wallet limits are much lower. We also, the requirements to establish what you need is much lower, as Big Edge has outlined, in terms of one ID, because it's of the limit, the lower limit. So you will not need to meet the requirements for a bank account to open that value-based wallet. And it is something what I encourage, we know there are, when we think of, we want to ensure financial management is a key practice that parents can teach to their young ones, schools and those at school. This is a way you could manage it, because alongside your
Oh, I think Kieran got stuck, and that's the technology. So just to continue on, I'm also aware based on
hearing
the
me.
oh, you're back
I
on.
may have gotten a little disconnected, but do let
Yes,
me
you
know
sure
if
did.
you can hear me.
We can.
We can hear you now. So we're looking at the
Hello,
anti-money laundering aspect. So you can go ahead.
Shoma.
Yes, we can hear you, Kiran. You can go ahead with the anti-money laundering and compliance and CFT aspect.
Right. I missed that. I got disconnected.
Right. So as some of the reasons why the value-based wallets are so much lower. So that's where we wanted you to explain why they are lower in terms of the anti-money laundering and the persons using the value-based wallets requiring so much less to open a wallet.
Because it does not that value does not infringe, or I should say trigger the AML CFT requirements. For the pilots, we ensured that all existing laws and regulations were complied with. And this limit will not trigger, you will not need to meet those requirements. That is why persons who want a higher tier would have to go to the banks and would have to satisfy those requirements. I'm not sure if I heard all the entire part of your questions. I think I'm breaking up on my end, but I hope I answered you, Shoma.
Yes, yes, you did. You did. Thank you,
Thanks.
Kiran.
Thanks for that.
So Big Edge, we wanted you to tell us what was your reason for partnering with ECCB on that DCASH project.
Well, first of all, Shoba, I just would like to take the opportunity to thank ECCB for inviting Big Edge to be part of this novel project, because we see this collaboration as a means of serving our unbanked, mainly our unbanked citizens who have been left out. So, we think the benefits for them are endless. So having their digital cash on their smart devices, they can pay for goods and they can pay for services. They can transfer monies in the comfort of their homes, in the comfort of their bedroom, without having to pay for services. And there are absolutely no wait times. The entire process is faster, it is safer, it is cheaper. So I believe that DCASH users will enjoy, as Kieran said earlier, will enjoy that feeling of financial inclusion, empowerment, and resilience. So I would just like to encourage our people, as I said earlier, to download the app and come on board as soon as DCASH goes live. You can always visit the DCASH website. You can call us at Big Edge for more information, 440-9009. You can call NBD. Abel will always assist you.
Correct.
As I said, visit the website and let's all be part of this exciting journey.
Thank you.
Yes.
Abel, for our merchants, tell our merchants why they should sign on and offer DCASH as a means of payment.
For merchants, for me, the most important part of DCASH is the convenience. Being able to receive your funds instantly is going to have a major impact for some of the businesses and limits the usage of cash. It is safe, it is secure, and it is convenient. So that is why I would want to encourage our merchants to onboard with this program.
Thank you. I had a DCASH moment last evening. I stopped off to purchase fuel. And as everybody would know by now, I use my credit card to do everything. And the gas station attendant said, "I'm sorry, our machines are down." And I was like, oh, only if they were taking DCASH.
I know.
Right. So I went to my gas station closer to me and they were closed. And probably that's one of the reasons I'm home.
That's such a good point, Shoma. That's a very good
When I leave
example.
home, I have to make sure my first stop is at a gas station. So for all the businesses, they might say, but we accept debit cards and credit cards. Yes, you do. But the machine in itself could be done. And so you lose a sale because I was going to top up. so you lose a sale. So if you have multiple means of payment, people can use cash and they can use check, but I do not work with cash. They can use check, they can use DCASH. So that's another means of payment for merchants. And so we would really like to encourage them to sign on. They can actually even pay their customers, their employees, using DCASH. So we would really like the merchants to come on. People have
And
asked over and over about fees. Right now, we are in the pilot stage. There are no fees associated with DCASH. Abel, you wanted to?
yes, I want to add, Shima, National Bank is making it also convenient for you to add funds to your digital wallet. So if you already have our online banking, if you don't, I would encourage you to sign up as well. You have the opportunity to just pay funds to your wallet as a merchant. So log in, select payment, select the merchant that you would like to pay, and top up your digital wallet with Dcash. You
And
don't
that I'm
need to
looking
come to
forward
the
to.
bank. Yes.
Right. I'm very much looking forward to that because I will have a registered base wallet with National Bank, but my son will have a value based wallet with Big Edge because I really wouldn't want him to be dealing with any account linked, any wallet linked to his account.
Right.
So I will give him the value based wallet. And like I said on previous programs, you can actually use your Dcash wallet to budget. So if you want to use it as your wallet for dining out or for entertainment, I know we're entertainment limited right now, but for dining and a good tool to teach our young boys and girls about budgeting, we start them off with $50 in Dcash. And then at the end of the month, we can actually look into what it is they have purchased and get a feel of what it is they're purchasing. So it's a good way for them to start looking at how they spend their money, and they will have a record of how their money is spent.
Yes, and that is another reason why we have to encourage our merchants to onboard. And what is so special about Dcash as a wallet is we have to remember that Dcash is the digital version of our physical cash. It is a legal tender. Okay, so that is the main difference between Dcash and any other wallet that you may have.
Good. Now, with some of the benefits of Dcash, we know it is free. So free meaning there are no fees associated with Dcash. And Kiran, one of the questions that was asked is, so who is absorbing the cost for all of that Dcash platform?
The ECCB developed the platform and owns the platform and is managing the platform. And as I said, we are as the primary regulator in the financial system, we saw we needed that sort of technology to help improve the distribution of our currency to all the citizens of the ECCU. So it's an investment that we have taken on board. And this is endorsed at the ministerial level, heads of state across the ECCU. And this is something we're very happy we're able to deliver to our citizens. Thank you, Shima.
Right. And as we speak about Dcash, we also want to let the listeners know we are not asking you to have a Dcash wallet and stop saving at your financial institution. So
Correct.
with your Dcash wallet, there's no interest attached to your Dcash wallet. It is more a transactional wallet. And so even if you have Dcash, whether you have the value base, which is not linked to any bank account, or whether you have the registered base, which is linked to your national bank account, we're still encouraging you to save. Save for rainy days, save for wet days, so you can get your 2% interest. So it's really a transactional account. ECCB brought that on board so we can transact easier, faster, and cheaper. That's the reason. Now,
And
we
safer.
and
Yes, and
safer.
safer.
Thank you. We spoke about how simple it is. So I had my little granny and I done, she has her email address now and her smartphone. And I say, Granny, the next step is to have your Dcash wallet. She's like, I'll be able to do that now. Do you think that our elderly, so I know our elderly association, they're always on board and in tune. Do you think they will be able to use their Dcash wallet? So any of the panelists, feel free. Do you think it's user friendly that our elderly will be able to use it?
I believe so. DCASH is very easy to use. It's just a few steps: transfer to a merchant or transfer to a peer, request cash, and that's it. It's very easy to use. And just to add that on the DCASH website, you will are able to view videos on how to conduct transactions. Okay, so if you need to learn more about the steps on DCASH, you can visit the website. We will also have it available on National Bank's page.
Okay, good. And Antonia went through the signing up, and it was very easy based on what Antonia said, probably 4 or 5 steps. You want to tell us something, Antonia?
No, I was saying I agree totally with Abel. The process is simple, it's user friendly, and there's also support. If there's support, you call Big Edge, you call NBD, you go on the website, there are a lot of questions and answers. So you can utilize all that. And if you're still not satisfied, you just simply make a call to Big Edge, you make a call to National Bank, and we will be there to assist you. So I think our grannies can utilize DCASH.
And just to advise, we will have a technical person and DCASH ambassadors on the ground.
Correct.
So if you're having
Agents.
any, because many times people like to deal with a person. So we will have boots on the ground, DCASH ambassadors, technical people on the ground. So if you're having any problems, they will come into your establishment and assist you with any difficulties. We spoke about DCASH being contactless. So Kieran, tell us, what is the contactless about?
Good point, Shoma. This has to do, especially in the current environment. You don't have to physically go to Big Edge or physically go to National Bank to get DCASH into your wallet or to even open or on board for a DCASH wallet. Everything is done remotely. You could download via the App Store, via your mobile, your handheld device, and get your application processed and approved. The bank, Allianz, sitting at National Bank of Dominica, don't need you to come in. She can just go pull it up on a system and approve your
That's
wallet,
right.
call you, message you, so you don't physically have to leave home and come in. So there you go, Shuma. You may not, if you don't have gas in your vehicle, people, any issue, like Shuma said, here, sitting at home and doing your business. Even paying merchants, we mean you do not have to physically walk in if you ordered. And people do we see a lot of businesses, especially I can speak with St. Kitts and Nevisha, where there's 869 to go. Restaurants are enlisting on these applications to be able to offer persons products and services and to be able to still generate some revenue and income, especially in the COVID environment, because we know when the numbers surge or spike, we have some what they call it, not necessarily a full lockdown, but what's that we give?
The
Curfew.
limitations,
Yes,
curfew,
the
and so
curfews
on.
come in, but businesses
Right.
can still move on beyond that. And even on, like, we know businesses open from 8 to 5 or close at 7. You could still be doing business via DCASH and receiving payments. Persons can still go and order. And what I could make note of here is the e-commerce function that will be coming on. Some of our merchants in the Eastern Caribbean are signing on for that to facilitate you to shop at any time, 24 hours. So you could shop, buy your goods online. So we're helping to fast track making this remotely accessible via your device, via your laptop. You can go on and pay using DCASH. Shoma, I think I covered
That
it.
sounds very good.
Right. And we have a diaspora community. I can speak for Dominica with diasporas.
Yes,
They're really physically out of Dominica,
Right.
but they're solid and strong in terms of everything that's happening in Dominica politically. They send us our money every Christmas and they pay bills and they have houses. So these people out of Dominica, will they be able to use DCASH?
And Alian can back me up on that. A resounding yes.
Correct.
Once you have a business relationship with NBD, you already have, you're an existing client. NBD sends you that invitation letter, or you could approach NBD. We have the email address, the link
Telephone
on the
number.
website, on NBD's website. You go and you initiate, engage, get onto DCASH. You send your message to the bank and you can get that code to open that wallet, and you would be able to, with your friends or your family or your grandmom, you don't have to go through like I do with my mom. I would have to send it to my sister. Now she have it on her phone. She gets the money and she like, nobody needs to know her business.
That's
So
right.
she have a DCASH. And the more merchants we have on board, it will encourage transaction and speed up transaction and business in the ECCU. I hope persons can understand. I hope I've tried my best to do a good job to explain the ease with which we're trying to encourage business and consumers to do their transactions
Yes.
in the ECCU.
You hit the nail on the head, Kiran. And just
Okay,
to
okay.
clarify, yes, you can be overseas. You can visit NBD's website, register for DCASH, and have your wallet. And while the merchants have to be within the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union for now, um, you can still utilize DCASH even if you're international. You can still transfer to your peers. You can still make payments to your merchants. Okay, it is very easy and it is very convenient.
Right. And then go ahead, Anton.
No, I just wanted to add something here. Traditionally, when a new product is introduced in the market, persons always ask this particular question: what is in it for me? Well, I just want to advise our people, there are significant benefits when utilizing DCASH. As we said earlier, we said it over and over again, DCASH is a digital version of the EC dollar. It is safer, it is cheaper, there is no wait time. You can enjoy paying your bills, transferring money to relatives and friends locally and regionally at any time in the comfort of your home with absolutely no fees. And what's amazing to know is that if your phone gets lost, your money is still safe. All you do is transfer your digital cash. We would do that to your new device. And as long as your password was not shared with anyone, your digital cash is safe and sound. I just wanted to add that.
Very good. Thank you. Now we have the customers without the National Bank account, but they're living outside of Dominica. We know a lot of them would come in for Creole Festival, for Carnival, Christmas. They can still be part of the DCASH family. How can they be part? They can download the app. They can go into any merchant store and top up, merchant teller, and top up their DCASH app. And once they return overseas, they can use their DCASH app and transfer funds to anybody, anywhere with a DCASH app. So it's not limited to being physically present in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. That's the 8 countries that use the EC dollar. Once you have the app, once you can top up your wallet, then you're safe to transact using DCASH.
That's correct.
Good. So to our merchants, we have to send a call out to our merchants. Once we launch at the end of November, we really invite you to come on board, because really it doesn't even make sense. ECCB goes through all of that expense and we do not have merchants and users on board. The reason ECCB has brought that payment option is to make it easier, to make it faster, to make it cheaper, to make it secure for users to transact, to do business. And so we would like to encourage the merchants to get on board. The merchants, there's a special DCASH app for merchants. So you will download that. All merchants must have an account, a registered account at the National Bank, because your limits will be much higher. But users without a National Bank account can still utilize DCASH, having the valued-based wallet via Big Edge. For the persons who ask whether DCASH is a loan, because we're aware that Big Edge, their mode of business is for loans. Dr. Please clarify that DCASH is not a loan.
DCASH is DCASH, or the loans we do at Big Edge, our payday loans, and DCASH, they are totally different. DCASH is new to the market. DCASH, as we said, is an exchange from your ECCash to your digital cash. So they are totally different. Our loan process goes on, And we will, as I said earlier, will process applications from persons who want to utilize DCASH. So they are
Right.
totally different.
Right. And then your business can decide if your customers who come in for loans, they would like their loan given to them in the form of DCASH. You will
That's right.
facilitate that.
I was going to add
Definitely,
that.
Right.
definitely.
And if they want to pay you back using
In
their DCASH
DCASH,
account, you will
They can do that.
facilitate that.
that
Yes.
we have,
But
yes, that's for
but
sure we utilize.
DCASH is not a loan. DCASH is actually your own money instead of having the larger shares in your physical wallet, in your back pocket or in your pocketbook. You have your wallet on your phone. And I would just say for the customers and for users, I would just like to experience it, if for nothing else. You
Just try
hear
it
they
out.
talk about PayPal and they talk about everything else that we do not have access to in our region. And so, even though out of curiosity, I would just like to be part of technology.
There's
The
nothing
most
to lose.
No, you have absolutely nothing
Nothing
to
to
lose.
lose.
Most importantly, it is free, and many of us like freeness. So it is free. It is secure. So,
Mhm.
okay, my money is secure. So, sounds good. And once you have other merchants and you have other users, you can do your transaction
Yes.
instantly.
And just to add to Shima's point, there is no minimum value that you have on your digital wallet. So if you just want to try it out with $20, then by all means do so.
That's right.
Great
So,
point.
sometimes at some of the commercial banks, if your balance goes below $100, you're going to pay some fees. With Dcash, you do not have that to worry about. So everybody can be on board. Like I say, going forward, once we launch in Dominica, all of my transacting will be using my Dcash account. So my fishermen in Fonkole and in Masak and in Maho, I will not be buying fish using Lajachesh. I will be using my Dcash app. So we're asking all of the merchants to come on board. You have absolutely nothing to lose. If you're still not sure, if you still need more convincing, if you would still like to know how to download the app, we will provide you with that technical assistance. So you can call the ECCB office 275-8003. We will assist you. You can call National Bank, you can call Big Edge. So we are willing to assist you. So as we go down the hour, we are going to have each person feel free to give your parting words, encouragement, benefits of the cash, starting with Mrs. Doctrove.
Okay, thank you very much, Shoma. I would like to take this opportunity again to thank the ECCB for introducing DCASH to the Dominican economy. Big Edge is proud to be part of this initiative to serve mostly our unbanked citizens of Dominica. We see this as a means of elevating our people by providing financial inclusion. For too long, some of our citizens, they have been left out because they do not have a bank account. So I would like to encourage our residents to get ready. Ensure you have your email address. So as soon as DCASH goes live in November, you can take advantage of this exciting and innovative journey. So for more information on DCASH, you can visit www.dcashec.com. You can call us at Big Edge, you can call us at NBD, and obviously we will help you. As we said, what is important, the effectiveness of DCASH is mass usage. So we want everybody on board. So thank you for listening. Thanks everyone, and have a blessed day and a beautiful weekend ahead.
Thank you. Abel?
That was great. So, NBD as your partner and your bank, we aim to continuously improve customer satisfaction. And we want to continue to seek new ways to meet those needs. And we are open to options. Dcash is another medium that you can access your cash. Okay. So, what we want to do, we want to encourage the public to onboard. We want to encourage our merchants to onboard. And if you have any questions related to Dcash, please feel free to contact us via email at customersupport@nbd.dm. You can reach us by telephone at 255-2300. WhatsApp us at 265-2300. Feel free to visit our Facebook page at National Bank of Dominica Limited or visit our website at www.nbdominica.com. welcome. We thank the ECCB for having us on board as the first financial institution, and we look forward to our relationship and providing this service to our Dominican public.
Okay, thank you. Kiran, you have the last 15 seconds.
Wow. And I'd like to end by saying the future of the EC currency is digital, and we look forward to our continued valued collaboration with all financial service entities in the ECCU. Thank you.
Thank you. So to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Just remember, you have nothing to lose. It is free. It is simple to use. The transfer is instant, contactless, and most importantly, it is secure. So DCASH is the next way to do business, another option to do business in Dominica and the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union. Thank you everyone for listening.
Dominic